Wanted to take you back to that breaking news in the disappearance of Mamta Kaffle Bhatt. Her husband, Naresh Bhatt, is charged with concealing her body. He just appeared in court moments ago. We've learned that a judge denied bond for Naresh. Attorneys had been trying to get a judge to allow his release, but that was denied. Supporters of Mamta are speaking after that court appearance. Let's go ahead and listen in.
HOLLYWIRTH. I think we have to start with two words: bond denied. Yay! I think that's the biggest thing, bond denied. Thank you to Judge Irving. Thank you for giving the time. We were in court, I think, about 2.5 hours, if not longer. We heard horrific testimony. The gravity of the evidence that Sarah, Sammy, and Matthew Sweet brought forward was stuff that we were absolutely unprepared for, that really talked to the fact that Mamta was murdered. And I think we have to say that. Mamta was murdered. She was systematically dismembered. She was put in bags. She was driven all over Fairfax County, Loudoun County, Prince William County, and put into dumpsters and trash compactors, and horrible things were done to her. And that is really hard to say that that's the truth, but it's been stated into evidence that she was murdered, dismembered, and disposed of like garbage. And I have news for you. She's not garbage. So with that being said, Mr. Bhatt is right where he needs to be, which is locked up, not only for our safety, but his. So again, the Commonwealth, we have the utmost confidence in the testimony that you brought forward. Mr. Ben Abraham, the defense attorney, also well representation of Mr. Bhatt, brought up some very valid concerns, but the weight of the evidence as described by the judge was substantial. They talked a lot about, did we meet the burden of proof? Was there the weight of the evidence to keep him behind bars? And the truth is, yes. Again, the evidence against Mr. Bhatt for concealment is substantial. There's evidence that he intentionally did things to cover his tracks, as stated by the judge. He intentionally lied, changed his timeline, made up stories, did Google searches of horrible things to try to find a way to cover up the evidence of murder. Now, before I step away, I want to ask the Commonwealth, please, Sarah, Sammy.
We are learning that bond has been denied for Naresh Bhatt. And something we did want to mention here, we were hearing from some of Mamta's friends and supporters. They were holding that press conference and they were talking about the 2.5 hours spent in court. They were talking about some of the horrific testimony and evidence that was talked about today. Now, they made it clear, of course, they believe Mamta was murdered. We wanted to clarify at this point, Naresh Bhatt is charged with concealing her body. Mamta's body has not yet been found. I did want to note Matthew Torres was in the courtroom, and so we're going to wait for his report to hear more about what unfolded there today. We'll be back after the break.